What is the frequency of your brand? So, your brand, your business holds a frequency. The identity that carries alongside your business has an energy to it. The way that you market and the way that you show up within your business always matters. Your brand is a felt, almost entity that people are connecting to. So, we know typical things in marketing, like you need to help people feel a specific way with your brand. But where marketing doesn't really reach into a deeper level is when you actually consider the frequency behind the brand. So, yes, your brand should have some aspects to it that helps people feel a certain way that you're trying to help them feel through your business and through your brand. But how about the actual frequency of your brand? How do you, first of all, go and develop that frequency? And how can you have that frequency remain through all of your marketing content? This is a little bit on the side of how do you have this energy connected to your business and help people feel it? And at the same time, how do you have such a warm and welcoming, apparently is a warm and welcoming brand and show up consistently with that frequency throughout the duration or the lifetime of your business? When it comes to frequency branding, the frequency behind your business and behind your brand matters. When I'm talking frequency in this moment, I'm not specifically talking about, in a way I am talking about how your brand is going to make somebody feel. But behind that feeling is a frequency. It is what actual frequency is your brand vibrating at. Now, you could go ahead and create marketing content that's going to make somebody feel a specific way using psychological marketing tools. Or you could drop the psychological marketing tools and help people feel a certain way authentically and organically through embodying and vibrating on that frequency throughout your brand. Now, in order to understand this, you do need to consider what your own personal vibration is and what you're able to bring into your brand. So if you're naturally a lower vibrational person, you're remaining in fear, shame, guilt, doubt, it's really going to be hard for you to have a high vibe brand. But it's very likely that you do some sort of meditation work or energy clearing and you're aware of your frequency, you're aware of your vibration. You're probably not the lowest vibrational person out there. When it comes to your brand, you need to understand what frequency do you want your brand to exist on. If you really want your brand to be something that has a legacy that is long lasting, that people are consistently coming back to and people are referring, something that exists on a high frequency, you do need to have the frequency or the vibration of your brand existing at the same frequency of at least acceptance. Your goal would then be, of course, actually to vibrate your brand at the frequency of love. Peace is even higher. That might not always be present, but at least love. Acceptance is where you're going to see, sales coming through. It's going to be a consistent, you're going to find financial stability if your brand is existing at an acceptance vibration. However, if you really want those, for most business owners, high multi-5-figure months or even to a 6-figure month, you're going to need to be able to hold the same frequency of love in your brand. Now, that does require you to be able to hold the frequency of love, which also then requires you to heal blocks to you feeling, receiving, and accepting love. I'm not talking about romantic love in this moment. I'm talking about the energy or the frequency of love that exists beyond the construct or the blueprint of a romantic relationship. Being able to embody the frequency of love and then embed that in your brand is the easiest way to help people consistently come back to your business and want to pay you for whatever service that you're offering. This is because people won't just feel what they need to feel in order to purchase from you through using things like psychological marketing tools and techniques. People will feel love because that love is the genuine basis or the genuine energetic signature or foundation of your company. Love is literally embodied and embedded throughout your business. This is where things like creating content and creating marketing and doing marketing gets a bit different. This is where you actually do need to not just use AI and create your content. This is where you need to not just sit down on your computer with music blasting in your headphones and drinking a coffee to create your content. This is where you need to get into a high vibrational state to create the content. Because the frequency that you are feeling and embodying when you're creating the content is the frequency that the audience that is viewing the content is going to feel. Therefore, it doesn't matter how much you use psychological marketing techniques to make somebody feel a specific way. It doesn't matter how many emotional strings you pull on them, especially if your target audience is people who are more spiritual, who see through that type of marketing. Your whole brand needs to vibrate on a higher frequency. Your content, your emails, the photos that you post, the messages that you're offering, they can't be written from this perspective of anger or frustration or trying to get sales. Everything has to be created from the higher vibrational frequency of love. If everything is created from love and on that frequency, the people who are viewing the content, they're going to feel so much love, and not because of what you said, not because of psychological marketing, but because your brand is actually vibrating on the frequency of love. This makes transactions very peaceful. You'll be attracting people who know investments come back to them, that every dollar they make comes back to them by 10. People who have those things so deeply anchored into the truth of who they are in their blueprint and their well-being, that they know that investing in you means an investment in themselves, and they'll make the money back. They're not concerned about spending money. And so when you have the ability to market on a higher frequency, that's frequency branding, because your brand is now entwined with a specific frequency, and you're branding your business based on frequency and helping people feel beyond the use of verbal or psychological tricks to help people actually click purchase. This way, marketing feels very organic. It feels better for somebody who doesn't like sales or feels like sales is icky. You actually get to understand how every piece of content that I'm creating is helping people feel a vibration of love. So I'm contributing to the world when I'm marketing, which then takes away the frustrations or the, I don't want to market, this doesn't feel right to promote my spiritual business. You then start to feel good about it because you're like, wow, okay, if I'm posting this piece of content that's vibrating at like 500 on the scale and vibrating at unconditional love, then everyone seeing it is feeling love. So I'm actually giving back to the world and marketing at the same time. So you begin to collapse the thing that most spiritual business entrepreneurs get stuck in for years of, I feel guilty for sales. Doesn't matter how many affirmations you do. You hold so much guilt around sales that if you haven't done the deep work and actually reframed it and then reprogrammed it and then can go like frequency branding and you fully embodying conscious content creation is quite literally the energetic result or the physical result of you doing all the inner work around sales and feeling safe to sell. That is literally the embodiment of doing the inner work. So if you've done that inner work, you need to now embody the new way of marketing for a spiritual business, which is frequency branding. It's conscious content creation. It's creating content and ceremony. It's doing this in a way that impacts people positively. So instead of feeling, oh, I feel bad like I'm marketing, or oh no, I feel bad like my service is $2,000, it's like, but I'm putting this out there from such a perspective of unconditional love that I'm raising somebody's vibration right now. So then every single time you post, instead of being like, oh, I wonder if someone's going to buy it, you can say, wow, like so many people's frequencies are going to expand into unconditional love because I posted this. Like, that's so incredible that I had the energetic capacity to add value in such a high way. And then naturally you're going to see just by vibrating on that frequency. And then when your brand is an extension of you and your frequency, and you have this social media pages that exist from the perspective of love, that exist on unconditional love, you'll naturally be able to attract money and abundance, revenue and growth in your company because, and just note the abundance and then revenue, because you need to, I think when we call in things like, I really want abundance, it's so ungrounded. Just say that you want money. Like get practical with the words that you're saying, or you're not going to attract what you be specific. And that's why we're saying, if you want to attract more revenue in your company, exist on unconditional love. Post from the perspective of love. The frequency of abundance, which is a physical, which then physically manifests as money, is on the same frequency of love. So if your business is operated on love, your business is going to be making revenue. Now, here's the thing about this. Business owners who aren't operating on love or who are here from greed can't frequency brand. You physically can't fake love. You cannot fake love. It's, you know when somebody doesn't actually love you. Like, you get that intuitive feeling like, they don't actually love me. Like, you can't fake a frequency. And that's how you know. And that's especially in the next era. The amount of people who are going to start and who are starting spiritual businesses right now, it's not the same as it was. If you haven't been around and been with me for a while, I've been doing this since 2019 professionally, and 2017 for all the awakening stuff and studies. But when it comes down to it, millions of people are starting their spiritual business in 2025, millions, right? And so with that being said, you have to then, whether you're coming from like the perspective of a client, you need to be able to discern if somebody is like real and legit and here for a good purpose, and actually being able to understand and feel the frequency of somebody's business or company. That's what matters. And I want to give you a really prime example. So I posted a picture of myself, and I think I captioned it like timeline shifting or something a couple weeks ago. And someone had commented on it, and this was on it was not on Instagram, I think it was on Threads. And they were like, wow, like I've never really been able to see a picture of somebody and just know like how authentic and safe they are. Like, I feel so safe from this picture. Like, I know that you're the real deal from this. And that's an example of frequency branding. Being able to feel the authenticity of somebody from a picture. Like, people know my heart and my values and the truth behind my company just from a picture of me. They feel safe to hire me and book with me because of a picture. And so that is like really important in the coming ages, because when it comes to buyers, they are not going to just invest in I can't think of an example, but like just any other tarot reader, or any other energy healer, or whatever you're doing in business, any other nutrition or holistic coach, or any other photographer. They're going to invest in the ones that they feel. And so you need to make people feel safe, and you need to embody whatever frequency you're meant to or that you want to in your business through your content, which is through your personal frequency. So raising your vibration, I have another video on this, is always going to increase more sales. So I hope that you enjoyed this video on frequency branding. Frequency branding is the next major topic that we are covering in Spiritual Business Academy. Spiritual Business Academy is my full-blown business program for spiritual entrepreneurs. It balances both the masculine side, the logistical parts of running a business, and then the spiritual, energetic frequency side of things to help you create a harmonious and blended business where you're not, not having the funnel and not having the structure, but also then not having the spiritual. You have both to create a long-term successful business for new earth leaders and visionaries who want to impact humanity while running an incredible business, getting paid well, and being able to experience what it means to have a successful business and make a real impact on the planet at large. So you can sign up for Spiritual Business Academy in the description box below. I'll also include the links for different services that I offer to support spiritual business owners, like Akashic Records readings, conscious content creation, your destined offer, etc. And I am running a promo for a couple of days for Spiritual Business Academy, so I'll put the information about that in the description box below. If you do happen to be seeing this video within the couple first days that I'm posting it, you'll be able to get Spiritual Business Academy for $497 plus a 30-minute free consultation with me, which we can use for either coaching or Akashic Record support. So I'm sending you so much love, and I can't wait to see you inside of Spiritual Business Academy, one of my offers, or my next YouTube video.